Hello, it's the return of the Minnesota Ice Occupation Journal. It is Saturday, February 14th, 2026, approximately 10 p.m. Central Time. I'm back in Minnesota, and I went back on the front lines for a little bit today, a little bit of foot patrol around some local East Side St. Paul businesses and driving around on commuting. Um, Ice is still here. I know Tim Holman said they were gone. They're not gone. They're around. There's drones flying overhead constantly around vulnerable businesses. They're pretty easy to spot. Uh, they're constant, so that means they're watching, they're mapping, they're waiting. I personally think that they're going to do some big, huge, grand show of force before they leave so they can do, the kind of professional wrestler heel exit to save face. And I think it's going to hurt a lot of people and be very dangerous. But we're going to be out there, observers and community support, and we're going to do everything we can. And even though the boy mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, has declared victory and is going on his big media circuit of the Daily Show and everything, and only mentioning Minneapolis because, for him, nothing exists outside of there, even though it's an occupation of the whole state. And he's also apparently planning a celebration with CEOs of big companies hoping to help. That's disgusting on 2 points. One, we don't need a celebration, Jacob Frey. We need time to heal, and we need the people who are still been kidnapped from Minnesota to be returned to Minnesota that are sitting in detention camps that are here legally. There's hundreds that need to be returned to their homes in Minnesota. There's no celebration. Jacob Frey, you're a corporate toady ghoul. And anyone who ranked him and voted for him back in the election, you're culpable for this. And I hope you feel guilty because you should. You're disgusting. He is not someone that will ever rise to the occasion of tragedy. We've seen it over and over again, and you all keep electing him in Minneapolis, and it's crazy. I know there's plenty that don't, but there's enough of you that do because that asshole's on his third term. Those are kind of big things in the news happening. We've seen more tactics. You can see it as they faked two women ICE agents pretending they were broken down to get Good Samaritans to help them. They were targeting apparently a Latino mechanic nearby, and then they swooped in and they kidnapped him. So, no good deed goes unpunished, I guess, with ICE. They will prey on any of our best intentions to use as a weakness. But please don't let that destroy you or your good intentions. If you are a vulnerable person, though, do be careful. Um, so we're out and about. Uh, on family news, I'm doing what I can. My father passed away. His condition was terminal. Uh, I'm managing. There's no answer to grief or anything. If you live in Southern Illinois, my father will have a celebration of life event in April. I'll be going for that and planning that in the meantime. But in the meantime, there's a fight here, and I'm going to be out for my neighbors. There's lots of beautiful things on the east side of St. Paul. There's block parties where people were gathering together to hold up signs and make Valentines to pass out to each other and the neighbors is beautiful. One of the local businesses I observed at had a huge table with Valentine's baskets and all that were all put together with donations to the community that anyone who wanted one and need one could get it. It was beautiful, like truly touching. It's a warm, sunny time. It's spring-like weather. Uh, People are trying to find, and they're not trying. They are finding joy in these dark times. And I had a moment dealing with grief and tragedy and all of this going on in Minnesota. Um, it's amazing how certain things hit you. My son, who is almost a teenager, I'm showing him the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time. They're movies I adore. I've seen them the whole trilogy at least a dozen times, probably more than that, probably twice as much as that. And we watched the Fellowship of the Ring tonight, and there's a quote that hit me uh, in my current emotional state. But um, when Frodo is thinking of a conversation he had with Gandalf, where he says the wishes that this hadn't happened in his time, that the ring had never come to him. Right? And he's having to fight this evil and deal with tragedy. And Gandalf says, and so do all who live to see such times. But that's not for us to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time given to us. And as they hit me, but I also know I'm proud of what I'm doing right now. I'm really proud of what my neighbors, my fellow Minnesotans, are doing right now. But unlike Frodo, we have a lot more than Sam and a handful of friends helping us. We have thousands of neighbors, and that should be it is uplifting. So, to all of you out there who are deciding to make the most with the time given to us, yeah, my thanks. So, be safe, be kind, stay, stay salty, fuck ice.